Hello everybody, welcome back to Buzzard-Roost Homestead and Prepping. I am Buzzard-Roost, or Buzzard. Anyway, world's gone crazy, hasn't it? You know, things like that we talked about a year or two or more about food, making sure you had enough food, making sure that you were in a position of continuing on getting food, whether it be a garden or livestock. Most of you know I've got chickens. There's some babies right there. They haven't started laying yet, but they will soon. And then I've got a friend of mine has let me borrow his boar, and on top of that I got my future boar, that little guy right there. And then I think you can see him right there. Yeah, he is a large black. My sow, she's around the corner in another mud hole. It's first cool, well, I say cool day that we've had. It's been in the 90s with the heat index over 100 last few days. You just come out and you start sweating. Anyway, just going down, checking on my cows, make sure their water's still full, and talk a little bit about what I'm doing with them. As everyone knows, I here recently started rotationally grazing them. I have seen a tremendous improvement on the 6-7 acres that I've got them on. As you know, I've got a Jersey cow, and then a heifer, which was her baby, and I've got a baby bull that I'm hoping here pretty soon he'll be old enough to do his thing. I want to turn the camera around here while I'm talking to you. There's my mama right there, and the heifer, which was her calf, on the other side. Of course, she ain't no calf no more. And then I've got me the baby bull. I call him Billy Bull. Anyway, back to my Jersey, my cow. She is real easy to handle. You can take a stool out in the pasture and milk her right in the pasture. Now her daughter, the heifer, back behind her there, I didn't handle as much as I did the mama, and it shows. Anyway, you can't get too, she don't let you, you can get close to her, but you can't handle her. I'm hoping that when the bull gets doing his thing, and he gets both of them, which is what I'm hoping for, that I can get her to where she'll take both calves. Any suggestions, leave them down in the comment. I've never tried it before, so I'm hoping it works out. If I can get her to take both calves, feed both calves, that will leave me with the mama cow. Her name's Ginger, and we'll be able to milk her so we'll have dairy for the family. As you all know, like I said earlier, the world is going crazy. They talk about how cows are part of the problem and stuff. Well, let me assure you, cows are not the problem. It's the way we're raising them. Since I've started rotational grazing, not only have I seen an improvement in the pasture, but the biomicrobes in the ground has tremendously increased. Earthworms have tremendously increased. I've been putting down seed, but I've been hand broadcasting it. Like I said, as you know, I started rotational grazing. I had them on 10 lots that was 200 by 40. I increased those lots, the numbers, to 14, and then I increased it to 20. And rotational grazing that I done the first year on the first 14 lots, or 10 lots, I can already tell the difference in the how much the grass has grown, the soil. I can push in my temporary plastic post for my electric fence with my hand on that 10 lots, where the lots 16 through 20, I have to step on it and force it in. So that's already the big improvement. So cows are not the problem, it's just the way we do it. Now this next round of rotational grazing that I'm going to do when they're done with this 14 or the 20, I'm going to break those 20 or those 200 by 40, and I'm going to rotational graze them. I'm going to move them every day, or that's the plan. And I'm going to knock them down to 100 by 40, and that will give me 40 sections that I could do. So that means I won't hit the same one for 40 days. Now, of course, as when winter gets here, last year I had to buy 1 bale of hay. I had cut some hay and piled it up and used some cattle panels to make a hay mound, and that's what the cows made it through last winter with. I'm hoping with the growth I'm getting that I won't have, I'm not going to cut hay this year, and I'm hoping that I don't have to buy none. Well, use any. I plan on buying a couple just in case we have like that polar vortex that hit us last year, and I'll use it if something like that happens again. But anyway, everyone needs to not only stockpile your food, which if you've noticed, food prices have went up, and the availability and quality have decreased. So there's still a lot of things you can buy that you can increase your pantry, your long-term food stores. If you shop like a lot of people do through Walmart or at Walmart, you can still get some decent prices on some stuff. Beans, rice, pasta, and canned items, vegetables, tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, things like that. You can still get them at a reasonable price. Money in your savings account, yeah, you may have a lot of money in the savings account, but 6 months to a year from now, that money will, in my opinion, will probably be half of what it was worth when you put it in there. So get stuff that will be of value now, and in the future will even be a greater value. That's why the long-term food storage, what you pay now, I don't know what it's going to be in a year, but let's just say you pay $1 a pound for rice. Well, the way things are going now, I would not be surprised if that same pound of rice didn't cost $2 or $3. So eat it today, or buy it at today's prices, eat it later at today's prices instead of the inflated prices. Things that I have done or considering, I've got some junk silver in dimes. I've been hitting garage sales up and different places like that for hand operated tools like the bit and brace, cast iron when I see it, hand tools, hand saws, things that you can pick up at garage sales, junk sales. Like for example, I picked up a shovel, perfectly good, handle has been replaced. I got it for like $5. I don't know what they cost now in the store, but I'm sure it's not $5. Buy things. The truck I'm driving is going to need tires probably in a year and a half. I've already seen for a set of 4 the price go up to over $200 what it was 6 months ago. So buy things you need now that will last, that you can use later. Not only will you save money in the future, if it's completely unavailable, you'll have it. Anyway, some other things. I've been back to the pastures. I told you I've been hand broadcasting seed. My pastures were pretty decent before, but I'm working on getting them up to over 40 varieties. And the varieties not only have more nutrition, different vitamins and minerals and stuff, but it also has some medicinal, didn't say the word right, but medical value for the livestock. Something like chicory and plantain, if I remember correctly, are like a natural dewormer. Where you buy a synthetic dewormer, it also kills the microbiomes, or some of them, in the ground, where a natural one doesn't cause the damage as man-made. Walking under the clothesline there. Don't need to get clotheslined. Just buy stuff that you know that you will need in the future. Get as much variety, just like my pastures. I want my food pantry to have as much variety as I can get. Store some seeds. Plant them. This year's garden, oh man, the bugs have eaten me alive. Well, not only the bugs, but the gophers. The 2 rows of potatoes that I had planted, the gophers got them, and they're not pushing up the ground. They're staying underground and killing them. Tomato worms has been bad this year, and squash bugs have been the worst I've ever seen them. We didn't have very many squash plants, but they, just inundated them. So I'm considering on getting some stuff and not using it now, but keep it for the future. Some stuff like 7 dust. I know it's not organic and all that, but if things got really bad, I think I would use it, just so the trade-off would be to have the fruits and vegetables compared to not having any when you may need it the most. One of the things I bought, and I'm going to get some more, are some livestock panels. I've been doing a lot of the fence in livestock panels. I think you've seen the front yard, and as you can see on the back fence here, I've started replacing fence that was built back in the 70s and 80s, which is field fence and barbed wire, and replacing it with the livestock panels. And the reason I went with livestock instead of going back to field fence and barbed wire is because in a situation I could always use those livestock panels to make me a makeshift pen, a makeshift greenhouse. You've seen me make tomato cages out of them. So there's multiple uses for them. Now, if I went back with the barbed wire and the field fence, you wouldn't have those uses, or not as many. I'm sure you can think of some. Anyway, wanted to just do a video here and ramble. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you are in a situation where you can take care of your family, or maybe some friends, some neighbors. You might even be in a situation where you can take care of some strangers, where they'll become allies. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Remember, only dead fish follow the flow of the stream. Don't be a dead fish. This is Buzzard. See ya.